So, my heroes, today we have revision, and in this revision we will go through the main points, and the main points that we have are the first point, equivalent fractions, then comparing fractions, then adding and subtracting fractions, and the last one, adding and subtracting mixed numbers. These are the main points. We have other questions, of course. We will see them in the worksheet, and we are today using the same worksheet like the previous revision. Okay, let's take these step by step. Okay, let's start with the first main point, which is equivalent fractions. In this case, we need to understand what is the meaning of equivalent fractions, and of course, equivalent fractions like this one, we can divide it by 6, since everyone knows that 6/12 is equal to 1/2. When we divide by 6, we get 1/2. And of course, you can do this by dividing by another number, same like this. We can divide by 2, and in this case we will get 6 divided 2 equals 3, and 12 divided 2 equals 6. And also we can divide 6 and 12. They have another common factor. They have 6 and 2, also 3. Okay, I'll change this color. So we can divide it also by 3. In this case, we get 2/4. And when we take all these fractions, let's write them in one line. So we can see that 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2, is equivalent to 3/6, is equivalent to 2/4, and of course you can get more, but with by multiplication, not division. Okay, what we need to focus on now is the simplest form, or the lowest term. This one, my heroes, we call it the lowest term, or the simplest form, lowest term, or simplest form. Or also we can say that this is the reduced form, and we use it to find more equivalent fractions. So to summarize this, we can say that we need to find equivalent. Okay, let's write it in another page. To find equivalent fraction, we can use two things. We can use multiplication, and we can use division. When we can use multiplication and when you can use division, we can use multiplication always. We can use multiplication like this one, 4/5. Simply you can multiply by any number, both numerator and denominator, to get another fraction. But when we can use division, we can use division when we have common factors only. When we have common factors, like 6/12 in the previous one. Okay, for example, let's see if we have 3/21. In this case, 3 and 21, they have common factors. The common factor here is 3. So in this case, we can divide by 3, and 3 divided 3 equals 1, and 21 divided 3 equals 7. Let's see another one. 9/20. In this case, my heroes, we don't have any common factors, since the fact we can divide only 9 by, for example, 2, 3, or 9. We cannot divide by any other. And 20 we can divide by 2, by 10, by by 4, by 5. So we don't have common factors. In this case, we say that this fraction is in the simplest form. We cannot divide simplest form. And when it is in the simplest form, you cannot divide when it is in the simplest form. So let's see questions about this in equivalent fractions. In the revision sheet, we are using the same revision sheet, my heroes, the same one, and I will send the solution to you, the solution of this revision sheet to you on WhatsApp. Okay, so I will go down here, and as you can see, we have this question: what is the missing number? Of course, we multiplied here by 4 to get 12. You should multiply by the same number to get the missing number, and 5 times 4 equals 20. And you can find the question in another way, like this, which is another fraction that names 2/3. In this case, check them one by one, and as you can see, 2/3 is the simplest form, so we can use multiplication only. So you can use multiplication only. You cannot divide. You should multiply, and multiply by the same number. Okay, in the first one, it's 1/3, so it's completely wrong because it's the same denominator. And how to get this 4? We multiply 2 by what number to get 4? We multiply it by 2, so we multiply also the 3 by 2. We get 6. So this one is correct. And this one is wrong since we have the same 4 here and different number down. And if we try to get 9, how to get 9? Can you multiply by anything? Of course, no. So in this case, this one is wrong because we cannot get 9. So we cannot multiply 2 by any number to get 9. In this case, this one is wrong. Okay, now my heroes, I will give you permission to use your mics. Okay, my heroes, any questions about equivalent fractions?
No.
Okay, thank you. My heroes, if you don't have, please do not use the mic. Okay, let's move to the next point. Okay, Abu Abdurrahman, ask.
Yes.
Ask.
Teacher, about the question 2 and 9/8 plus 3 and 9/8. What is the answer?
Okay, this is adding mixed numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay, keep this question. The last point today is this point, okay? But now about equivalent fractions. Any problems?
No.
Okay. Write your question so you don't forget it, okay? Okay, my heroes. The next point is comparing fractions. Comparing fractions. What we mean by comparing fractions? We mean that we need to know if we should use greater than, less than, or equal for the two fractions that we have or are comparing. Okay, for example, if we have 2, this is not a good 2 9ths and 5 9ths. This is the first case. They have the same denominator. In this case, just 5 9ths is greater. In this case, we use less than. And 1/3, 1/7. These both have the same numerator, And remember, my heroes, the note greater denominator gives smaller fraction, and we do this only when we have same numerator. For the same numerator, only for the same numerator, greater denominators gives smaller fractions. So in this case, 1/3 is bigger. And the last way that we can use to compare fractions is the scissors like question when we have different numerators and denominators, like this one, 3/4, 5/7. In this case, we can use the scissors. And how we use the scissors? Simply we multiply the 4 by 5, it gives 20, and multiply the 7 by the 3, it gives 21. And just so, again, we multiply the 4 by 5, gives 20, and 7 from down, take it up. Multiply the denominator by the other numerator. So in this case, 21 is greater, and simply we can say that 3/4 is greater than 5/7. We can use the same method, the scissors, to compare any two fractions. So let's try this with another question for 8 and 3/6. Let's do the same. 8 multiplied by 3 equals 24, and 6 multiplied by 4 equals 24. What? It's the same. Oh yes, so in this case, my heroes, we choose equal. These two fractions are equal to each other. These two are equivalent to each other. So we choose equal. And now, my heroes, I will go to the worksheet to see how we can find questions about comparing fractions on the worksheet. And here in the worksheet, we can find question like this one. Which fraction is the least? The least one, the smallest one. In this case, as you can see here, the least one, so we have the same numerator, and the note says that if we have the same numerator, the greatest denominator gives smallest fraction. We need the smallest, so the smallest one is the greatest denominator. So this one is the smallest one. And if we want to solve a question like question number 16 here, which fraction is greater than 3/4, we write the 3/4 next to each one of them, and we compare each one to the 3/4. Okay, so the first one, 8 multiplied by 3 is 24, 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. So this one is less than. We need greater than, so this one is wrong. The next one, 12 times 3 equals 36, and 4 times 10 equals 40. So this one is greater. We need greater, so this one is right. The next one, 4 times 7 equals 28, and 16 times 3. 6 times 3 equals 18, 8 and carry up 1. 1 times 3 equals 3 plus 1, 4. So this is less than. The last one, 4 times 10 equals 40, and 20 times 3 equals 60, so also less than. So this one also is wrong. So the only correct one here is B. This one is the only correct choice. Okay, my heroes, any problems about how we compare fractions, comparing fractions? Now we will move to addition and subtraction. Add and subtract fractions. When you add or subtract fractions, so you need to have like denominators. If you don't have like denominators, so you should do something to be able to add or subtract the fractions. Okay, let's take some examples here. Okay, 3/7 plus 2/7, this is equal to 5/7. We just add the numerator. Okay, another one, 5/8 minus 1/8, this is equal 4/8. And as you can see here, 4/8 is not the simplest form, since we can reduce it. So we can reduce it by dividing by 4. If you divide by 4, you'll get 1/2. So this is equivalent fraction, and this is the reduced form. Okay, and okay, let's go down here. Another question, 6/11 plus 5/11, this is equal to 11/11. And as you know, my heroes, 11/11, this is a whole one. This is whole one. 1 minus 1/5. To solve this question, we need to do something. We need to make the whole one 5/5. So we make the whole one 5/5. And we subtract 1/5, so we get 4/5. Okay, and let's go to the revision sheet and see questions like these questions. Okay, in the revision sheet we can find questions like these, all of these questions. For example, in this question we need to find what fraction of time at work does Lily spend, what fraction does Lily spend on the computer and the telephone. So we have on the computer 3/8, the telephone 1/8, that's why we need to add 3/8 plus 1/8 to get 4/8. And as you know, we can divide it by 4 to get 1/2, which is the simplest form. Okay, also we can find this in this question. It's direct. You can subtract it, you will get 4/10, and so on. Any questions about addition or subtraction of fractions? Just checking. Okay, so any problems about addition and subtraction of fractions? Okay, and the last point that we have is adding and subtracting mixed numbers. In this case, my heroes, sometimes we need renaming. We need to rename to do it. Okay, let's see some examples for this. We need to focus on how we rename. If we have 1 and 1/9 plus 2 and 4/9, what we do to add, we add the fractions, then we add the whole numbers. So 1/9 plus 4/9 equals 5/9, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. As you can see here, we don't have to do any renaming or simplest form or anything else. That's it. But sometimes, like this question, let's see this one. 2 and 3/4 plus 5 and 1/4. Okay, in this case, let's do the same. My ears, I'm checking. The sound is good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please mute the mics again. Okay, so we add 3/4 plus 1/4, it's 4/4. And then we add 2 plus 5 equals 7. Oh, 4/4? Remember that 4/4 is equal to a whole 1. Okay, so this is a whole 1. So this is like 7 plus 1. And we can skip this and say that this is 8. So you can erase all this. Let's erase it. And just write equals 8. Okay, this is renaming. That's what we mean by renaming. So this is renaming here. Another one. I'm using the same numbers, but I just changed this to make it 2. And let's see why. When we add, this is 5/4 and a whole 7. So in this case, we need to rename. But the 5/4 is greater than 4/4, which is greater than 1. 5/4 is greater than 1. So if we take a whole 1, this is whole 1. What we have left is only 1/4. So in this case, do the same like the previous question. Take the whole 1. Take the whole 1 with the whole number. And we have left the 1/4. So in this case, it will be 8 and 1/4. So this is renaming. Any problems? Okay, let's see renaming in subtraction. Any problems about renaming in addition? 3 and 4/5 minus 2 and 1/5. And of course, we do the same. So 4/5 minus 1/5 equals 3/5. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Any problems? So let's see another one. 6 and 1/4 minus 2 and 3/4. Okay, let's try to do this. And here we cannot subtract 1/4 minus 3/4. So we need to rename. Let's rename 6 and 1/4 to make it a mixed number, or in another form that we can use to subtract 3/4 from the fraction in it. So how to do this? We simply take the 6 and make it 5 and 4/4. We have another 1/4 here. So let's rewrite it. It will be 5 and we have 4/4 and 1/4, so 5/4 minus 2 and 3/4. Now we can subtract easily. Let's choose another color. Okay, this is 2/4 and 5 minus 2 equals 3. Now to find the simplest form, we can divide by 2 both numerator and denominator to get 3 and 1/2. Okay, I will go back to this one. And please tell me again, what is the question?
2 and 4/8
Mm-hmm.
minus 3 and 8/8.
8/8.
Yes,
Again, this is your question? 2 and 4/8 minus 3 and 8/8?
yes.
Oh,
I want to rename.
but this one is smaller. Minus or plus?
Oh, I mean plus.
Oh, okay. Now, it's okay. So, why is this 3 and 8/8? You can write it 4. Abdurrahman, you can write it 4, right? 3 and 8/8, we can write it 4. Abdurrahman.
Yeah.
So just add it. 4/8. This is the fraction. And 2 plus 4 equals 6. Okay. Okay, Abdurrahman. My heroes, everyone, if you have any questions about mixed numbers, please ask.
I don't have any question, mister.
Okay,
It's
man.
very easy.
Great. Okay, my heroes, everyone. Okay, let's see another question, and this time I'll choose one of the heroes to help me. 3 and 5/8 plus 4 and 4/8. Okay, Jed, help me, my hero.
Yes.
Help me. We start with the fractions.
3 plus 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 7, you mean?
No, equals 7.
Okay, so this is the whole. And the fractions?
5 plus 4 equals 9.
9 what?
9 over 8.
Yes. So now we need to rename or not?
Yes, we need to mean.
Why? Because 9/8 is more than 8/8, right? Is more than the whole one. So if we take away 8/8, what is the remainder? Take 8/8 from 9/8. So we have left how many 8s? Decompose 9/8. My hero, answer me. Okay, maybe he has a problem. Jed? Okay, so if we take 8/8, so what is remaining now? 1. Since 9 equals 8 plus 1. Right? So, let's rewrite it again, but this time we will take this whole one and put it with the whole 7. We will take this whole one, this is a whole one, and put it with the whole 7 here. So, how many whole do we have now? 7 plus a whole 1, so it's a whole 8. And what is the remaining? This 1/8 only. Jed, maybe you have a problem with the mic. Okay, Jed. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, of course. Ask.
Mine's not good.
Oh, no problems, Jed. Okay, thank you, Jed. Okay, thank you, Jen. Maitham, go ahead, ask.
If we minus 6 over 6 mixed number.
Six
And,
again. 6 is over 6. This is a whole one.
No, 6. It's a mixed number. 6
Yes.
and 3/4 minus 6 4 3/4. What's
Oh.
the answer? It's cannot be.
What? Why? It's the same number. Can anyone help? Ala, are you here?
Malik Salman. Yeah, Mr. Ala.
Okay, Ala, go ahead first.
6 over 4.
Oh.
6 more 4.
Okay, so you will think. But Malik, he has the answer. Let's see Malik first. Malik?
I can answer.
Okay, what is your answer?
Mister, it's 0 over 4.
Okay, nice one. So it's 0/4. And what do we mean by 0/4? How many fourths? 0. So 0/4 is equal to 0.
0.
So when we subtract a number from itself, we get 0.
0.
That's it. Thank you, Ala. Thank you, Malik. And thank you, Maitham, for asking. Okay. And let's see another question with subtraction. 2 and 1/3 minus 1 and 2/3. And let's ask this question to Riyadh. Riyadh, are you with us? Riyadh? Riyadh, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, my hero, go ahead.
1 minus 2 equals 1.
1
And 3 minus 3.
minus 2 equals 1. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I said 1.
No. Cannot be done. You need to rename. Can you take away 2 from the 1? If you have only 1, can you take 2? 1 minus 2 cannot be done. Right, Riyadh?
Yes.
So in this case, we
Yes.
need to rename the first mixed number. Let's see how we rename it. Okay, I'll raise this because I will write down here. And my heroes, you need to use a piece of paper in the exam because you may need to do steps before you choose the correct choice. Okay, so we break down the 2, decompose it. Take 1 from it. How many remaining? It's 1 plus 1, right? 1 plus 1. But I will use the denominator. The denominator is 3. So rewrite the 1 as 3/3. Why? Because we have denominator 3. Now let's join them together. This 1/3 and this 3/3. How many thirds? 4/3. And we have left a whole one. So it's 1 and 4/3. Minus 1 and 2/3. Now my hero, subtract.
Equal 4 minus 2 equals 2.
Great.
Over 3. 2 over 3.
And 1 minus 1 equals 0. So you may write the 0 here, and we don't need it, so we can erase it. So the answer is 2/3. Okay, thank you, Riyadh. My heroes, I've finished. Do you have any questions?
No, Mister, it's easy.
Okay, my heroes, study hard. And as I said, I will send to you the revision sheet, solved revision sheet. The same revision sheet that we used during the revision, the whole revision, and all the answers like we did. And see you, my heroes. Please study hard, and goodbye. Goodbye, my heroes.